Welcome to the introduction of Gimp editing black and white photographs, presented by the Fruitland Park Library, Part 5 of 7. Table of Content Editing Black and White Photographs, Part 5 of 7. Colors tab, Desaturate feature, Brightness Contrast feature, Levels feature, Soft Light feature, Shadows Highlights feature. The majority of photos obtained by genealogists are black and white. Also, there are many photographers that prefer black and white photographs because they provide a sharper image. There are a few things to be aware of when taking black and white photographs. There should be an element in the photograph that draws attention. Be aware of tonal detail. Tonal detail is a variation of the lightness and darkness. Includes all the degrees of black, white, and midtones. Contrast is required to make each element easily seen. Different textures make the photographs more interesting as well. Select an image to work with. Doesn't matter if it's color, we're going to change this image of the rabbit to black and white. To remove color from an image, go to the Colors tab, click Desaturate, select Desaturate. The Desaturate dialog box will open. Set the mode to luminous. Click OK. The only problem with this image is the contrast. There are several ways to add contrast. The first is to go to the Colors tab and select Brightness. The Brightness Contrast dialog box will open. Use the slider to adjust the levels. Another way to add contrast is by using the Curves feature. Go to the Colors tab, select Curves, and the Curves dialog box will open. Click in the middle to create a midpoint. Drag the line on the left downward to control the darker pixels. Drag the line on the right upward to control the lighter pixels. Click OK. Before, after. Editing using levels can be helpful too. Go to Colors tab, select Levels. The Adjust Color Levels dialog box opens. The left side of the input levels represents shadows, the middle represents midtones, and the right side represents highlights. Move the arrows to adjust the contrast. Click OK. Before, after. All three methods were used on this image. Play around with these methods or a combination of methods to find what works best for you. The editing adjustments should never be obvious. To make a subject's eyes stand out better, create a new layer. The layer mode should be soft light. Fill width should be set at transparency. Click OK. Click on the paintbrush tool and reduce the hardness to a very low setting to soften the brush. Set the size as large as the eye or a little larger and click. It may take more than one click to see the details of the pupils. After being converted to black and white, some of the details of the shadows have been lost. To enhance the shadows, go to the Colors tab, select Shadows and Highlights. The Shadows and Highlights dialog box will open. Use the slider to increase the shadows and increase the highlights. Click OK. By increasing the shadows and highlights, the details can be easily seen. The image on the left has not been edited. The middle image was edited using levels. The image on the right was edited using shadows and highlights. Sometimes it's more about the light that you are capturing with your camera rather than the subject matter. Black and white or in color, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Editing is based on personal taste. Thank you for joining us for Gimp Editing Black and White Photographs, Part 5 of 7. We hope you enjoyed the tutorial and will be joining us for the remaining parts 6 and 7. If you would like a transcript of this tutorial, please call 352 360-6561.